Alright, now here's the results we got from the Brazil batch of rocks. This first one appears to be a lithium quartz. I love the striations. It's a very hard stone. I love the striations and all the parts to it. It's amazing. Now this one appears to be a heavily occluded orthoclase. In this batch there seem to be a lot of orthoclase. This right here is fascinating. This is blue coral. This is a very vibrant blue version of that. This one is actually black obsidian. Now it's very smooth and actually rather small now, but when it originally showed up it was very large, very flint-like looking with sharp edges, clearly obsidian, but it ground down, very small. This is another blue coral, but this is a light blue one. See the speckles on it? So this is a different shade of the blue coral. This one looks to be orange orthoclase feldspar. Of course, now we have our series of red jasper that was in all of the batches. Now this one, I believe, is ocean jasper. I had a very hard time identifying this. This is one of the soft ones that I had to take out early. I believe this orange one is a sunstone. This was a very large stone to begin with too, and it ground down to almost nothing. And these last ones either are moonstones or they're an orthoclase as well. I really think they're an orthoclase. So like I said, lots of orthoclase in this run. Now I weighed this just like I have weighed the other batches. This one came out to be 5.6 ounces. So again, we're losing about 60% of our mass with each of these runs. Alright, so this is going to finish off this series of this set of international batches of stones that we got from the Fantasia Mining company. So I want to talk just a little bit about what I think about it all, and etc. So the first thing I wanted to make mention of is there are certain excuse me, is there are certain stones that are very prevalent throughout the world. The red jasper was in all of these batches, or jasper in general. Lots of jasper. Each set did have at least one or two unique ones. I know we had some of the jade in the Asian one, and this one had the blue coral, which I was very happy with. But I learned some lessons about a few things. First of all, you know, when you're tumbling the stone in these batches, and there may be some influences here, and I'm going to talk about that, but you're going to lose a goodly amount of the mass. By the end, you see I only ended up with about, I don't know, 12, 15 stones, very small. These all started out very large. Well, not all of them. A lot of them did not lose any mass. We actually had some of these stones completely disappear. So that's disappointing. Now, in the last batch, the sunstone, the creamier color of the orthoclase or moonstone, whatever those are, those were much bigger. Had one disappear. The black obsidian was a very large piece in there, and it's almost completely gone. To contrast that, the jasper hardly shrunk at all. The the quartz hardly shrunk at all, so it's very hard. So one of my big lessons learned from this is when you're tumbling mixed batches of these kinds of stones, it might be good to put like stones with like stones. If you put hard stones with soft stones, the soft stones are definitely going to come out worse for wear. So what I'm going to start doing with my next experiment is only running batches of like stones. So for example, an upcoming one I may just do nothing but prismatic or polychromatic jasper, or all moonstones, or something like that. I'll just stick with rock that are the same density, the same hardness, and see if that doesn't help improve the loss of stone in that. The second thing I want to make mention of is the tumbler itself. I ran that tumbler 4 months, 365, 7 days a week for 4 months. I think I already said that. So it didn't look terribly like it took much wear at all. It is a hard rubber, so of course it's going to absorb a lot of the impacts. A couple of things with some of the seals, but that was addressed through cleaning and things like that. Never had a true leak of the tumbler itself. Never had a problem with the motor, the drive belt. None of the moving parts worked perfectly. Now we're going to let it sit for a couple of months because I'm getting ready to move, and I don't want to start doing anything until I get where I'm going. So we're going to let it sit for a couple of months and then crank it back up and see if having it sit kind of has any impact on that. So we're going to see that. Overall, I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed sharing it with you. I did get a lot of great feedback and people asking questions. So thank you for A, taking the time to listen, B, showing an interest enough to ask questions, and C, actually responding to the advice I gave. It makes me feel like I've done something constructive here. So thanks for allowing me to share this time with you and listen to what I have to say. With that note, we're going to wrap up our experimentation with rock tumbling for now and move on to some other things. I've got some other projects coming up that we're going to be working on, and we'll be sharing those with you very, very shortly. All right. Thanks for stopping by again. As always, I appreciate every one of you, and we'll see you on the next video with our upcoming project. We'll see you later.